Every line of code that you write is a step closer to making the world a better place. I have curated a list of top 9 high-paying jobs with pure research and my opinions. In the tech domain, there are plenty of job opportunities about which many of us are not aware of. Hello everyone and welcome to Scaler's YouTube channel. I am Soumya, a software engineer and an educator. Before we get into the video, make sure you check out our free masterclasses by industry leading experts on Scaler's event page. Link is in the description. Let's get into the video. Top 9 highest paying tech jobs in 2024. So at number 9 is blockchain developer. A blockchain developer develops decentralized applications, which are also called as DApps, and a smart contract based on blockchain technologies. So this is a roadmap of becoming a blockchain developer. So if I zoom it, obviously you should have basic blockchain knowledge, which includes like what is blockchain, decentralization, and why all these things matter. Blockchain structure, basic blockchain operations, and application and uses of blockchain. After that, the general blockchain knowledge like storage, mining and incentive models, blockchain forking, cryptocurrencies, and cryptography, consensus, like a lot many blockchain keywords, terminologies are there with which you should familiarize yourself if you are willing to get into this domain. Apart from that, these terms like oracles, smart contracts, and blockchains, these are very significant. Example of blockchain includes Solana, Terra, L2 blockchain, and the green tick here means kind of these are must to understand. If you want to become a blockchain developer, then these are very significant topics, okay. The one with purple are like you can skip as well, but the one with the green tick are something about which you should you must know, you can't skip those things, okay. Here if we talk about Oracle, so hybrid smart contract, chain link, these terminologies are very significant. Then you must know about smart contracts like crypto wallets, IDs, crypto faucets, decentralized storage, programming languages, obviously specific to blockchain world. Either Solidity, Viper, Rust, these are most popular languages, programming languages in the blockchain world. And then testing, deployment, monitoring, upgrades. So very much like, generic software engineering, you have these things like programming languages, testing, deployment, all these things. But yes, in blockchain world, the programming languages are not those common ones, industry standard ones like Java, C++, etc. They have their specific set of programming languages. And then we have security. Obviously, security is an important aspect in all the domains and in blockchain as well. And then management platforms like OpenZipin, and here are some tools with which you must familiarize yourself, like Slither is here and Manticore is here. So a lot many, is specific to blockchain. There are some keywords which you must know. And apart from that, these repo hosting services and version control system. So I keep telling you a lot about this VCS and repo hosting services, and I already have uploaded tutorials around these repo hosting services, GitHub, how can you use this, how can you make open source contribution. I have already taught these things in detail on this channel itself. So these are something which you must know if you are in the tech domain, irrespective of if you want to become blockchain developer, web developer, in general software engineer, okay. So version control system, repo hosting services are must to know irrespective of your domain if you are in tech here. Apart from that, front-end framework like Angular, Vue, you must know these as well. And after that, decentralized application, these are important concepts of the blockchain world. So again, decentralized apps like DApps, you must know these things about them, how to do testing, deployment, maintenance, all those things. And there are some more important terms here like node as a service, supporting languages which includes JavaScript, Python, Go, building for a scale. So if you want to build for a scale, like you are getting deep into blockchain world, then you must know these things as well. So this was a quick roadmap of getting into the blockchain domain, of becoming a blockchain developer. Moving ahead, The best job opportunities for your blockchain career are these: blockchain professional, blockchain consultant, blockchain architect, blockchain security expert, and blockchain engineer. So these are kind of, most popular job opportunities when we talk about the blockchain world. And for blockchain engineer, the skill demand, you can see, based on research, the demand is there, and their estimated salary range varies from $104K to $190K. Moving ahead, at number 8 is site reliability engineer. So SREs are responsible for making the software as much reliable as possible. It is a sub-discipline of system engineering specifically, that emphasizes the ability of equipment to function without failure. And to be honest, the research that are conducted, it is said that SRE, site reliability engineering, is one of the most in demand and trending jobs. So to become an SRE engineer, you need to go through below mentioned path. The number one is, obviously, you learn how to code. If we talk about SRE, many people think that it's not about coding, it's just about maintaining the infra and handling DevOps, all those stuff. But no, learning how to code is important here as well. Second, acquire in-depth knowledge of version control, which I always emphasize. And the last one as well, we saw the significance of VCS, that is version control. And third is get knowledge of operating system. 4, get familiar with cloud native application. Next, build understanding of distributed computing. Then become an expert on CI/CD process. So this one is very much specific to this domain only, to SRE. Okay. And after that, step 7 is acquire in-depth understanding of the monitoring tools as well. Because if you join any organization as an SRE engineer, then you are supposed to, after the application is deployed, it's live, you are supposed to monitor as well. How the application is performing, if the customers are facing crash or other things, right? So indeed, you must have in-depth understanding of the monitoring tools as well. Then there is acquired troubleshooting knowledge. Obviously, after monitoring, if there are some issues, you will need to troubleshoot as well, right? Pointer 9, be good in communication and build collaboration skills. So irrespective of whether you are joining as SRE, DevOps engineer, blockchain developer, obviously you should have a decent communication skills, so that in your team sync meetings, in your communication, in your one-on-ones with manager, you are able to communicate what you are working on, or if you are facing some issues while working on some Jira, some issues, you should be able to talk to your team, your manager. So based on knowledge requirement, here is list of the required skills and tool set for SRE engineer. These are around 16 tools and skills. So feel free to take a screenshot of this one if you are willing to deep dive into the SRE domain. So I'm quickly tell you these tools, these skills. So operating system like Ubuntu, CentOS, cloud, containers, planning and designing. So in planning and designing, Jira and Confluence, it's not must to prepare all these things beforehand. Like once you will join the organization, you will yourself get familiarized with these tools like Jira, Confluence. These are basically some tools to manage the project. Like if you are working on some issue, so you will keep a track, like if the issue is in to do, is in testing, dev complete. So it is for that purpose, okay? Apart from that, source code versioning, Git and GitHub, web server like Apache, HTTP, configuration and deployment management. For that we have Ansible, and infrastructure coding, Terraform. This one is very significant. For SRE, for DevOps profile, the infrastructure coding tools like Terraform are very significant, and service mesh, data planes and control planes. So many of these tools which they have mentioned here, like Jenkins or Datadog, sometimes it's like not must, not mandatory for you to know these before the interview. Once you will clear the DevOps or SRE role, you will join the organization, then there as well you can familiarize yourself with these tools like Jira or Jenkins. But yes, if you are in these domains, you will on day-to-day life work with CI/CD pipeline, all those stuff, and Jenkins play a significant role. So a decent knowledge will do the work, but as a fresher, no one expects you to know everything. Feel free to take this screenshot again. And yes, this is the salary and job growth for this role as a site reliability engineer. This is what you can earn like per year, and again this is this will vary if your location is different, like if it's United States or if it's India, there will be slight variation based on location. It varies, right? And at number 7 is information security analyst. So this is a job role about which many of us don't know. As information security analyst, they use their network security, critical thinking and analysis skill to detect security breaches, test current security measure and plan for possible cyber attacks. So I mean, nowadays so many security breaches are happening. Last year itself we see so many companies from US facing critical security issues, cyber attacks are happening. So it's very important that the organization stay aware, they stay alert, and they have proper team if any such cyber attack or any such thing happen. And that's where this role is very significant, information security analyst. So to become an information security analyst, these are the skills that you must possess, like computer security basics. This is something which we often study if you are doing your bachelor's in engineering in some technical degree. So it is mostly in your course as well, in your curriculum. Computer security basics, then familiarity with privacy laws. Information security analyst position can call for familiarity with data privacy laws in your particular region. Working in a specific sector like healthcare or finance might require understanding of those sectors' privacy laws as well. So if you are getting into any organization who are heavily focused into healthcare or maybe education, so related to that particular sector, you must know what are the privacy laws, right? And communication and teamwork is common to all the profiles, right? An information security analyst job description might specifically include these 4 to 5 pointers. Number 1, detecting, monitoring and mediating various aspects of security, including physical security, software security and network security as well. Number 2, performing compliance control testing. Number 3, developing recommendations and training program to minimize security risk in the company. So you would have seen, if you are already working in some organization, maybe as a software engineer, you might be getting some emails from the security team that okay, you have to complete this training, and there in the training you are given some advice, some guidance around how to go about security. Like there are some specific rules and regulation which each and every company has. So these are the roles of this job profile. Being aware of evolving threats in cybersecurity space by communicating with external sources is another common JD job description for this profile, and collaborating with other teams and management within a company to implement best security practices. These are some certifications which might play a significant role, like Google IT Support Professional Certificate, which is having 4.8 rating, and already these many number of people, over 1,64,000 people have completed this certification. And next is Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate. Perfect. Then at number 6 is Artificial Intelligence Engineer. We all know AI is everywhere today, right? An artificial intelligence engineer looks after developing and managing all kind of AI initiative within that particular organization. They help to automate important infrastructure for the data science team. Job and skill specification for an AI engineer include sound programming skill, including Python, Torch and R. These are the programming languages with which you must be familiar. Next, good understanding of TensorFlow and other related technologies. So obviously, I mean, AI, ML are a bit related, right? And when we want to become AI engineer, we must know about these ML models as well. TensorFlow is a very significant one, right? And then profound knowledge of major AI technologies like ML, machine learning, deep learning and neural networking. All these come under AI, under the umbrella of AI. Okay. Then AI engineer salary, this is the salary range of an AI engineer. You can see the table here for entry level, early career or mid career. These are the profiles. So one thing I have seen a lot is many of the organization don't have fresher opening for AI engineers. I mean, mostly when we talk about these roles like AI engineer or data engineer, organization prefer to have experienced people, and that's why in the careers page of the company we see less opportunities for AI engineer specifically. Mostly you will see like 3 to 5, 8 years of experience for these roles. But yes, with the changing time, as we see rise in AI, ML, all these things, I'm sure that the job role for freshers as well will increase in these domains. At number 5 is data architect. So a data architect is an IT professional with expertise in analyzing a company's data need and database infrastructure. Job specification and skill for this role for data architect include programming language knowledge. Again, here you must have decent knowledge of the industry standard programming languages like Python, C or C++, Java and Perl. Thorough knowledge of systems development and data modeling and designing is another important aspect here. Predictive modeling, NLP, which is natural language processing, machine learning, data management and reporting technologies, as well as a decent knowledge of data mining and data visualization. This is the data architect salary range for entry level, early career and mid career. At number 4 is product manager. So this role is in the tech domain, but it's not purely related to coding. This is more of tech plus leadership. If you feel that you are a good leader, you can lead a team of people, especially team of good engineers, then this role is for you. Again, for this as well, for product management, if you are they are into this domain from the beginning, let's say if you have done multiple internship in the product management domain, then it will be good for you as a fresher to get into this domain. Otherwise, let's say if in the university days you are very much into software engineering, coding, web development, and later after your graduation you want to become a product manager, it will be a bit difficult. Otherwise, another way is like, let's say you are working as a software engineer in any company, after 4 to 5 years, let's say you are promoted to senior roles, and then you can apply for these roles like product management, project manager, right? So I mean, if you have experience in the domain, you can become product manager as well with time, but as a fresher it is a bit tricky. So a product manager is the one who determines all the parameters around the product and gets the engineering team to build as per the defined parameters. They lead the development of that product from starting to end. Job and skill specification for product manager include hands-on experience with product management tools like Jira, Asana and Pivotal Tracker. So I mean, it's not must for you to know all of these tools, but either of these, like a decent knowledge of how Jira works, will do the thing. Proper understanding of the concept of product life cycle management, PLM, and time management skill, analytical skill. You should be a good communicator indeed, because you have to lead the team, you have to give them instruction about the product, you have to make the timeline for the release of the product, right? This is the salary range, entry level, early career and mid career for product management role. At number 3 is DevOps Engineer. So it is made up of 2 words specifically, dev and ops. If we talk about dev, it mostly include these things like coding, planning, building and testing. When we look into ops domain, then ops keyword specifically, it is more of release, deploying, operating and monitoring the release. It include these roles: number 1, automation; number 2, managing the infrastructure; number 3, monitor the project health and troubleshoot if there is some issue; number 4, CI/CD. So CI help quickly find and correct errors to improve the quality of the product. These are the programming languages you can learn if you want to become a DevOps engineer. The most common one include Python, Ruby, Go, Rust, C++, Node.js. Knowledge of operating system is indeed very significant. understand the important operating system concepts like process management, thread and concurrency, sockets, memory storage, file systems. So if you have done bachelor's in technology like BTech, you would already have studied operating systems. You would have learned a bit about servers as well, because networking is also one of the subjects in our curriculum when we do graduation in technology. So knowing these servers is important, like shell scripting and tools, commands like find, grep, how to use these. It's important. I mean, you should have a decent knowledge of the common commands that we run in terminal. Then learn basics of networking and security concept. And this is the roadmap for DevOps role. I mean, you can get the full one at roadmap.sh for DevOps role, and feel free to take a screenshot of this as well. I'm not going deep into this. I've already gave an overview of what all you must know. Okay. And at number 2 is mobile and website developer. So website and mobile, these are such things which are never going to be out of fashion. I mean, when the manufacturing of smartphones will end, when there will be no companies in the world, then only the demand for websites, for mobile applications will end. In the digital age, every company, every startup want a website, they want a mobile application of their own, right? So these are kind of evergreen domains. You can make a lot of money by just doing freelancing stuff. I mean, if you make website, if you make application, if you work as a freelancer, especially for clients outside of India like US, you can make a lot of money in dollars. I mean, they pay too good for website and application that you will be developing for them. So when I talk about specifically application development, so there are 2 operating systems, right? We know that there are 2 main operating system. Number 1, we have Android, right? Android phones are most commonly used. And then we have iOS as well, right? The iPhones, right? So if you make application for Android operating system, you will be known as Android application developer. Here mainly Kotlin and Java are the languages which are used. For iOS platform, if you develop application that is app for iPhones that goes live on App Store, you will be heavily using Swift or Objective-C. And the third one is you write code once and it goes on all the platforms available. For this, technologies and frameworks like Flutter and Dart are used, and these are non-native ones. I mean, there are still so many startups, so many companies who want native developers, because in like this one, in cross-platform, some of the native core functionalities are somewhere compromised. So when you talk about like native, like specifically for Android, for iOS, the quality is not compromised there, right? So these are the technologies which are used for these 3 types of mobile application development. And then if I talk about web, there are 3 things: front end, back end and database. So front end is like the basic structure of the website. If I open up, let's say Amazon.in, so how the website looks like, the color, everything, it's all decided by the front end engineer. Then we have back end engineer. Let's say you click on a button. If you click on pay button, in the background something is happening, right? We would have written, the engineer would have written some JS code, JavaScript code that okay, on click of this button, like set on click listener, pay button dot set on click listener and do this action. So he would have written some, he or she would have written some code, and yes, that's the role of basically backend engineer. Then there is database. Obviously, when you are developing a website, an application, database handling is one of the most significant tasks, right? So this is the roadmap for web development. This was a tweet. It's literally like apt tweet. You must know HTML, CSS frameworks, JavaScript, DOM, Git and GitHub, React, Angular. This is kind of, the best flow you can follow to get into the web domain. Apart from this is the learning path to become a front-end developer. And moving ahead, here is a roadmap which you can get a detailed copy, because here it's a bit, not much visible. So you can get the complete copy from roadmap.sh or maybe take a screenshot from here. And at number 1 is undoubtedly software engineer. So the step to become software engineer, it's pretty much straightforward. Number one, you must have a decent knowledge of a programming language. You can go with either C++, Java, or Python as well, but heavily like in the industry, and many of the companies in their interview prefer C++ and Java. These are industry standard languages. Learn a programming language. You should know the syntax of these, and after that, a decent understanding of data structures and algorithms is very important, because if you are aiming to become a software engineer in a good company, in product based company, then in the interviews DSA questions are most commonly asked. Coding questions, like you can practice them on Lead Code or any such free website. Even Scalar has their own dedicated platform interview bit. You can study, you can practice the questions from there as well. And after that, you must work on some projects. Projects can be of any domain like web, mobile app, machine learning. It's up to you in which domain you are interested into, because it's important to add projects in your resume, right? So that when the interviewer asks you, how you created this project, you can share all the details. And at number 4, we have some extra things that you can do to add to your resume. Like if you are in university, you can do open source contribution, you can participate in hackathons, a lot many coding events, competitions happen in university at university level or college level or at nation level as well. You must improve your portfolio, your resume, by participating in open source programs, by taking part in these coding competitions, in hackathons. If you will add more realistic projects, let's say in hackathon you are working on some real world problem, like in Smart India hackathon, which is India's biggest hackathon. It is a nationwide hackathon. My team, we were the winner, and we made an application for ESIC hospital. So this project was in my resume, and I knew everything about it, like how we wrote the code, how we designed it. So obviously when we develop some application, when we create something which is solving the problem of the society, it leaves a good impact on the interviewer. So these are the steps, the crisp steps for becoming a software engineer. I hope this detailed video was helpful for you. Let me know in the comment section which job role excites you the more. If you like the video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Scalar's YouTube channel.